Welcome to episode 16 of Two Skeptical Chaps with your host Spike and my esteemed colleague Dan.
Hello. Ooh, I'm esteemed this week. That's unusual.
You are. Every week we rant and rave about anything from news, social media, politics, current affairs, anything that annoys or delights us. If you are under 18 and you are easily offended, you probably should not be listening. But we hope to have you anyway. We do swear, but not often.
Now and then.
Now and then, yeah. What's cooking, Dan?
Okay, well, I've had a eventful few days, but I think I've got such a barrage of Donald Trump stories, I think we should launch right into it.
Okay, the friend of the show, Donald J. Trump.
I've got such a... I don't know why I'm so interested in American politics. I think it's just so much more entertaining than, like, any politics from anywhere else in the world. I have nowhere near the level of passion for following UK politics as I do for the American... It's not even a presidential thing. I'm just interested in who the Republican nominee is going to be. It's you know, like the semi-finals. We're not even at the finals yet.
Because it's true. It's so hilarious. I mean, I saw this funny tweet a couple of weeks ago where someone said, American politics, it's just like that accident you just can't stop looking at.
Car crash TV. But it's nice because they're bringing back... It's like they're bringing back characters from previous series that you thought had left. They've kind of returned. Because now we've got... Sarah Palin is now back on the scene. Donald Trump.
I told you, it's like a big soapy.
Yeah. So now we've got Sarah Palin back in the... She's endorsed Donald Trump, which I'm not sure is the best move he could have made. But I suppose maybe he's like... I'm sure he probably has a team of people that look into this, and they kind of thought, right, who can we put next to him that will make him seem normal? or maybe a little bit sane? And yeah, Sarah Palin, that was kind of a good call on that basis.
They said, right, everyone in the paper saying Donald Trump is crazy, Donald Trump is mental. Who can we bring in to show them real crazy and real mental?
Well, I think we've got a clip of her endorsement, I think. That's worth hearing. Can we start that one up?
I would like to bring up, if I might, Governor Sarah Palin.
Are you ready to make America great again? Are you ready to stump for Trump?
Wait, what was that? Are you ready to stump for Trump?
Stump.
What was that?
Stump
for Trump.
Okay. I think she means give them money or something, or like support, I guess. But
okay.
Isn't stumping up normally
stump for Trump.
Yeah. Dump for Trump.
Okay.
You ready for a commander-in-chief who will let our warriors do their job and go kick ISIS?
See, you'd never get that in UK politics. You'd never get David Cameron or, you know, Ed Miliband back in when he was... Neither of them, when they were running, would go, we're going to kick ISIS's ass! You just wouldn't get that. I love American politics.
Or we're going to kick ISIS ass.
Oh dear, you're doing an English accent, are you?
Well, you wouldn't get that, Dan. Just labouring the point.
Not a politician. Can I get a hallelujah?
Hallelujah!
Sure you can.
Right, we're angry. Justifiably so.
Angry? Oh, there you go. But what I love, and this is one of those delights, I think, that we mentioned at the top of the show, someone has taken the clip of her full endorsement speech, and I think the full thing goes for about 20 minutes. Someone's taken that and they've made a... what would the word be? A tune, a track. They've kind of set it to music. And it's actually incredibly catchy.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I've not heard it. Let's play it.
There you go.
This is gonna be so...
Popping your head nicely there, Dan.
Hold down music. And drill.
Hold it, just chill and drill.
Well, he's into drilling and mining and things, isn't he? You know,
okay.
No climate change is kind of... He's one of them, I think.
Uh-huh. So what's the lyric? Right-winging, bitter
I
clinging...
can't actually discern all of the words she's using, but it's definitely right-winging something. Guns swinging.
Okay,
guns,
I understood. I understood yeehaw.
Yeehaw. But keep going, it's brilliant.
Right.
I think it's the whole thing. You betcha. And Donald Trump even gets a couple of lines in a minute. Rock and rollers, holy rollers.
Did she just refer to themselves as rock and rollers?
Rock and rollers,
I think she's
holy
got.
rollers. Yeah.
I think she's got the wrong definition of rock and roll. Anyway, let's carry on.
This is a woman. You're fired.
Thank you.
Guns and God and our religion.
I want to thank you very much. Thank you, Darren. Thank you.
There you go. I
Now,
think all
then-
news coverage should
then
be set to
don't-
music from now on.
Don't judge me, Dan, but I think that's catchy.
I've listened to that so many times since I discovered it. I think it's brilliant. I just appeared in my Facebook feed from somewhere. I'm not actually sure who made it, but
And people wonder why we love American politics so much.
oh, it's fantastic. So, I know we're the sceptical chaps and we don't really believe in psychic powers, but I'm beginning to suspect that I may have them myself now, Spike.
Ooh.
Because if you... I don't know if we can get a sound clip from our last episode, but I did predict that given all the madness Donald Trump has done up to now, that the next thing he would do is kill somebody.
Oh yes, and he
And-
did claim
well,
that he
yeah,
would get away with
and
it.
while he has not actually killed somebody, what he has done is declared that his supporters are so loyal that he could go out and shoot somebody and he wouldn't lose one of them.
My people are so smart. And you know what else they say about my people? The polls. They say, I have the most loyal people. Did you ever see that? Where I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and
I think he's mixing up loyal with something else there. He says he has the most loyal.
What he's coming across, but yeah, go on, keep playing.
Yep.
lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible.
Oh, wait, hold that.
Shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible.
Wow.
No, they say Trump would...
Wow, he could shoot someone
Yeah,
and he wouldn't
he's-
lose any voters.
Basically, in his opinion, his supporters are so smart, I think is the first thing he said, and loyal, and they're so smart and loyal that they would continue to vote for a homicidal maniac, is what I'm taking from that. Because he hasn't said anyone in particular. He could just stand on Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody, anybody, and they will still vote for him. Now, if you're willing... I'm not sure I'm actually loyal to any politicians at all.
It just shows you the level of deluded confidence he has.
Yeah, but I mean, if you were loyal to... I don't know, are you loyal to anyone in particular in this country in politics? I'm not... I'm quite
No,
a swing voter. I do tend to change my habits quite a lot.
I listen to what they say,
But-
which is a novel idea.
Yeah, but I mean, for example, if you were really loyal to, let's say, David Cameron, Prime Minister, you're loyal to Cameron, and you were a massive Tory supporter and you're really following, and then you found out that he just executed somebody on Oxford Street, just randomly, do you think even if you were a really loyal Tory voter, do you think you'd still vote for him? Because apparently Donald Trump reckons all of his people still would.
Well, maybe that describes the situation in America perfectly. I don't know. Maybe that does.
But all right, so we predicted a killing, and he didn't actually kill someone, but he declared that he could and wouldn't lose any voters, which is fairly close territory. What do you reckon he's going to do next, Spike?
Oh.
So he's insulted the disabled,
Okay,
pretty much anybody of colour, of any shade other than white, anybody that's not American, female reporters particularly, women in general, I think. He's declared that he could kill people. What do you reckon he's going to go? Who do you reckon he's going to go for next?
Okay, so you've used your psychic powers last week.
I think it's your
let
turn.
me use mine, okay? I predict...
Is something coming through?
Wait, just I need to get in the zone.
Are the waters clearing? Pause for dramatic effect. You can't think of anything, can you? You can't top what he's already done.
Yeah, I'm just thinking he's done everything. I predict he's going to blame Christians for not winning the elections.
There you go.
He'll eventually.
So something anti-Christian, I think. That's what
he'll
we're saying,
eventually say something anti-Christian. Oh, these these bloody religious so and so's. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. They might be pushing it too far, but you never know with him. Okay, but that's that's another of his stories. I've got so many Trump stories this week. It's incredible. Okay, so moving on to the next one. This one was another delight. This was, and I got this from theladbible.com, which is a really good source of high quality news. And the title is Lad Got Drunk, Wrote a Donald Trump Erotic Novel, and now it's available on Amazon.
I saw that, yes.
Okay, and it is on Amazon, and I quite liked it. It's called Trump Temptation, The Billionaire and the Bellboy. So it's a gay erotic novel, just to make that clear. Some of the reviews are quite good. It's got like 295 reviews, I think it says, or something like that. 266 at the moment, it's saying there. And a lot of people buy them and don't review them, so I'm guessing he's probably sold several hundred copies at least, I would guess, if he's got that many reviews. But yeah, the timeline's quite interesting because...
has he not been sued?
Not that I'm aware of. I haven't heard anything yet. I think you can write anything in fiction, can't you? If you're doing it as a sort of tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not sure how it works.
Yeah, unless he did it in a sort of tongue-in-cheek, ironic.
Yeah. Well, he's not saying comedy, he actually had an affair with Bellboy. He's like, if he had an affair with the Bellboy, this is how it might go. So, but yeah, the timeline's quite interesting. It's a guy called Elijah Daniel. And he basically started this on Twitter. So apparently he got drunk and tweeted, "I'm going to get drunk tonight and write an entire Donald Trump sex novel, like 50 Shades of Grey, and put it on Amazon tomorrow. I swear to God." And this was at 1:25 a.m. on the 21st of January. A few minutes later, he goes, I dead ass am writing a book based off this fucking article tonight. And then there's a link to something about Donald Trump. Did he have a secret gay lover, allegedly? I'm not sure that's a true story or not. But then he started going. Half an hour after that, he then tweeted and did one of those... you can do those little surveys now on Twitter. He said, how should my character meet Trump? And it was as a hotel bellboy, drunk in a casino, a helicopter pilot, or homeless in LA. So people got to vote, and 51% of people went for the bellboy option. So it could have been...
So the novel was crowdsourced.
Kind of. It sounds like major plot points. He basically went to Twitter. Okay, an hour later, he announced the title. So he went Trump Temptations. That's really difficult to say. Trump Temptations, The Billionaire and the Bellboy.
Put your teeth back in.
Yeah. Right. Another half hour, he started tweeting excerpts from his novel as he was writing it. I'm really impressed. He basically sounds like he almost wrote the whole book in one night, which is an incredibly impressive thing to do, no matter what it's about, however silly it might be. But do you want some quotes, Spike? These are quite good.
Yeah, go for
it. Imagine this is yourself describing the situation as you're, encountering Donald Trump, because it's kind of written in that sort of style. So it's, my loins trembled as the scent of toupee adhesive and spray tan swept through my nasal cavity.
Brilliant.
It's brilliant. And then, 3 hours after he originally tweeted it, he'd got his cover image, and he just kept going. And and then at 5 a.m, so less than 4 hours, he went, "This book will be live on Amazon tomorrow." So that's pretty impressive. I don't know. Do you reckon he maybe just took another novel and replaced a few of the names and inserted his own bits?
Oh yeah,
do you reckon he wrote
I wouldn't
the
be
whole thing from
surprised.
scratch?
Yeah.
I don't know how many pages it is. Does Amazon tell you how many pages?
I think someone said it's very short.
Oh, it's a short story. Oh, it's not as impressive as I thought. I'm looking now, 10
yeah.
pages. Oh, I was hoping it would be a 400-page.
Nah.
Well, he said he was going to write a 50 Shades of Grey thing about Trump. I was hoping it would be a massive... I don't know how much I'd want to spend time reading about that, though, to be fair, but still.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think 10 pages is more than enough.
He's done it all in one go and got it out there, and he's probably made a few quid by... It's got probably... I think, how many people do you reckon actually submit a review after they've read something on Amazon? I'd be surprised if it was much more than 1 in 4. I bet you he's sold 1,000 copies.
Yeah.
And it's $1.99. So that's a couple of $1,000 he could have pocketed. And
I'm sure he's done well for himself there.
Yeah.
Does he mention anything about Donald Trump's duck face?
Duck face.
You know, he's always doing the
does he
duck
do the
face.
duck face a lot? Does he? What, the pouty lips thing?
Yeah, always. Oh yeah, he always does it.
I'm
surprised no one's really picked out that one. He always does it.
Well, someone here, one of the reviews, the title of the review, which may or may not be a quote from the book, it says, "A dead man's lips are another man's treasure." Don't quite understand what that means.
I don't even want to know why. I don't even want to know how.
This is nice. This is really good. Incredible. I haven't read a book since school, but this was well worth breaking my streak. So this has got someone back into reading. This is brilliant. This is pro-educational.
Inspirational, shall I say.
Okay, so that's that one. Okay, then he did something that really annoyed me. This is another story now. And this was ITV brought this to my attention, which is Donald Trump is now attacking American football. Now, as you know, Spike, I am actually quite a big American football fan. I have an American wife. I watch a lot of American football. I support the Bears.
So we should actually
atrocious.
qualify that football is probably the only sport
American
you watch,
football
is
is
it?
basically now my sport. I went for best part of 25 years without ever watching any sport. And never getting into any sport, I should say, on a regular basis. But I kind of got into American football, and I'm now quite a big fan. So I support the Bears. They're from Chicago, but they often lose. So I kind of have a backup team that I support, which is the Seahawks from Seattle.
I just love that you've got a backup team.
Well, because the Seahawks are we've got American family in Seattle, so there's a bit of I have been to Seattle and stuff. And they've given me T-shirts, so it's whichever family member gave me a T-shirt with the club name on first, basically that was the teams I supported. So I got Bears stuff and Seahawks stuff.
Okay.
So I'm easily swayed. But just give me a T-shirt. But yeah, what Donald Trump's now gone is he's basically saying that the recent changes they've made to NFL, which is basically to reduce the head-on-head collisions, which was happening quite a lot. To the extent that there's now actually a new film coming out with Will Smith, which is about the guy that basically discovered that concussions were, like killing early or, destroying the lives of NFL players after they'd retired. And Donald Trump's basically saying that he really hates all these new rules that are basically protecting people from suffering brain damage, which might be part of his campaign strategy, because I think the more brain damaged Americans there are in the country, the more people that might vote for him, I think.
Cute laughter.
Yeah. But yeah, he's gone after American football, and he's basically just criticising rules. He's saying it's gone soft. I mean, I know it's kind of traditional for English people to knock American football because they're wearing a lot of pads and they've got helmets, and rugby players don't. But if you watch a lot of American football, there are some amazing smashes and crashes and things. And if they weren't wearing that protective gear, someone would be killed or... it's a very high contact sport.
Yeah, obviously there's this easy joke that Brits point to America that you're wearing pads and all this, but rugby is totally different to American football. Rugby, you're playing basically 80 minutes almost non-stop. With American football, you have so many stops, which means
I quite like that though. It gives you time to get a drink. You can fill your...
No, but what I'm saying is that whole process of resetting and re-going for the next play means that each play is so much more powerful or dangerous in a sense. Like that.
Yeah, because basically they're constantly stopping and then smashing together again.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think they almost need to wear that protection, because the hits are really, really massive.
Well, I'll tell you what they need to do. They need to start handing out protective equipment to the people on the sidelines in those games. Because if you watch a lot of American football, the number of times someone will catch the ball as they're jumping off the field and then crash into a cameraman or a cheerleader or just some poor person that's looking the wrong way because they're doing security and they're supposed to be watching the crowd. There's some pretty epic smashes and crashes. And now I was watching a game last week.
But isn't that why they used to do the ice hockey thing? That's why they've got the
walls around the edge,
sort of see-through walls around the edge, because they used to go crashing into the crowds
over the top
before.
Of the wall. Well, they used to have little walls, and now they've got the big higher ones with the see-through bit. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was watching a game last week, and I was watching it live, and someone went out and really took out a cameraman, but the cameraman kind of juggled his camera, and even though the cameraman took a heavy hit, he saved his camera from getting smashed. And they started later on, when it was the break, half time, they started like showing replays of the cameraman saving the camera, just like you'd show a replay of like someone making an amazing catch. So I thought that was quite nice.
That must have been a boring game then.
No, it was a really good game, but I thought that was quite fun. But yeah, so he's attacked American football. I don't like him from that. And then he's gone and attacked one of my most favourite people on the planet, Samuel L. Jackson.
I've seen the golf.
Yeah, are you a Samuel L. Jackson
golf
fan?
thing, yeah. Yeah, I love Samuel L. Jackson, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a really stupid person to attack because he can just totally slam you down. It's just, that motherfucker. And that's instantly tweeted 15 million times or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But basically, I couldn't really follow what the hell was going on with the two of them. But basically, Trump said that he didn't know Samuel Jackson and that he's never met him or played golf with him or something like that. And basically, Sam Jackson said, "No, we did, and you cheated all over the place, and like you were knocking balls into the lake and then getting your little assistant to go and claim that he found it somewhere else and all this sort of rubbish."
But what I don't get is why. Why would Trump say he's never met Samuel L. Jackson before? That's the part I don't get.
Well, I don't know. It seems he's been caught in a lie because there are pictures of him like standing next to him talking to him, but it is like an award ceremony, so you could kind of forgive that as if you just, does that really count as knowing someone if you like said hello as they walked past? But I saw an interview and he said no, he took me out, he signed me up to one of his golf clubs that I didn't want to sign up to, and then sent me a bill, which was nice of him. But yeah, he said he's met him a lot, and he said he's got other people that can testify if need be that he's they have met and they have played rounds of golf together, and that Donald Trump cheats while doing it. So basically, yeah, he's coming across as a liar and a pretty bad sportsman. Is the sound of it?
Wouldn't be surprised. Did you see the documentary on TV about 2 weeks ago? It was called something like The Mad World of Donald Trump.
No, you mentioned this on Facebook though, and I was going to ask you about this. What's he up to now?
It was so interesting because it starts off basically with Trump when he was young and his parents, and apparently his father like really encouraged them to really be ruthless and with their dealings with anyone. His father basically told them like, you are all lions and you're all the best, and you basically just go out there in the world and you fuck everyone over and you be the best and you take everyone out along the way and you just don't care. And his father instilled this type of mentality in them.
Is there more than one? Has he got brothers?
Yeah, I think he's got a few brothers and maybe one sister. I can't remember, but he's got siblings.
So he basically sounds like the father was like trying to raise a bunch of psychopaths.
Yeah. well, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really sure if it caught on with the others, but it seems to have really caught on with Donald.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I might have to look into that then. So, was there anything else juicy that you got?
Oh yeah. So this is my. I feel a psychic power coming on here.
Something's come to you, is it? You've had a vision.
Oh yeah, it's just hit me. Yeah, I've had a vision. So, this documentary talks about Donald Trump going bankrupt at least 3 or 4 times apparently.
Yeah.
It was almost like the whole crash that happened a few years back, where a lot of these big banks basically collapsed and needed rescuing. The documentary basically said that Trump's empire was so big that he was too big to fail.
Yeah.
And it was in so many other corporations and business interests to keep him going that he was almost saved. He was saved that way on quite a few times. So he's not just lucky in terms of the backing he had from his father, because his father gave him a very good start in his life, giving him a couple of million or whatever. But he was also very lucky in terms of how he was rescued a few times after he went bankrupt. So my psychic power is telling me now that when he takes over as president of America,
he's not going to get in.
Weird.
No, don't
weird.
declare that he's going to get in.
If he becomes president of America, the first thing he will do is declare America bankrupt.
And then bailed out by Saudi.
So he can wipe all their debt.
Well, I saw there was an interesting tweets went out from a Saudi prince who Trump was earlier having a go at, I think, or he was knocking a female reporter, Megyn Kelly. I don't know if you've heard of her, but there was like a picture of her standing next to him, and the only reason I could work out that he put the picture out was to basically go, look, here's Megyn Kelly standing next to some Muslims, So Trump knocked this Saudi prince, or, by association with Megyn Kelly, knocked this Saudi prince. So then he came back with a tweet that said, I bailed you out twice, maybe a third time. where basically he just bought, really expensive real estate or something off Donald Trump. So it's basically Donald Trump selling off bits of America to Saudi. Yeah, maybe that would be the next thing. Maybe they'll find out that he's really got deep alliances with. Oh, do you reckon it could be ISIS? He's going to be caught supplying ISIS or buying stuff from ISIS. He'll be buying oil from ISIS for one of his companies. That's my next prediction for him. There you go.
Well, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if it's already happening.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm sure it is, but we just haven't heard about it yet. But that'll be the next thing that breaks. That's my next news prediction.
Okay, so that's your psychic...
there you
okay. Okay, well, we've said it right here.
There you go. Although, well, actually, I met an American who I've met a few times before. I met him at like a family event about a week ago, and he's always seemed fairly normal to me. And he suddenly revealed that he was considering voting for either Trump or Ted Cruz. And Ted Cruz is the religious nutter one, as far as I can make out. And that really knocked me for six, because I couldn't believe that a sane person, I would have thought I would have picked up something off about him much quicker.
Well, how do you know? I guess.
Well, it's just weird. It sounded like he was really anti-Democrat. He really didn't like Hillary. So he was like, she's evil, and he went off on a little bit of a rant. When I sort of said to him, just out of interest, who are you voting for? Because, have interest in these things. And then I was like, oh, so you have to go Republican then, are you? So he's like, yeah. And then he was like, so I suppose I'm probably going to have to vote for Trump or maybe Cruz. So it's weird. So there's people that are so anti-Democrat that, he kind of said it with a tinge of regret in his voice, but he was still saying he was going to, he'll check the box next to one of those nutters' names to lead his country. So I thought that was quite freaky.
Well, yeah, I think Hillary probably didn't do herself any good when she had the whole scandal, the whole email.
Yeah, there's a big thing with emails with her or something, isn't there? She was emailing around top secret information or something to a personal email account, or that Google's probably got access to or something.
So yeah, I think a lot of people are but skeptical about her, and also because she's attached to the Clintons and the whole thing. So yeah, but I see the other Democrat, what's it,
Bernie
Sanders. Sanders seems to be gaining lots of ground.
He seems to be like a bit like
he
a
seems to me the most
character. He's going to shake things up, or at least he's claiming he's going to try and shake things up.
Yeah,
he wants to take the money out of American politics and stuff like that. Is one of his big things. And
a lot of the things he says, that you listen to him and you think, actually, this guy speaks sense. Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good. Oh, that sounds brilliant. But whether he can do that or not, or whether I don't know. But a lot of his things sounds fairly sensible to me.
I suppose it'd be interesting if Trump doesn't become president. He'll then be running. He's still a major figure in America because he runs, some of the biggest companies or whatever. I wonder what will go on there, because if one of the others gets in, they'll probably tax the living daylights out of him. So that could be quite interesting. Here's a story for you, Spike. So, for those that aren't aware, Spike and I we sort of worked together. We didn't really interact, but we had adjacent desks, I suppose. We didn't directly really do anything together. But when Spike left the office, shortly after, he was replaced by someone else who filled the desk, and it was another South African guy. So I don't know if they're trying to fill a quota, Spike. But I had the most awkward conversation with him. Can I do a South African accent? Is that all right with you, Spike?
Go there, go for it.
I was talking to him, and he's quite into his fitness, as you know I am as well. And he was talking about his running and his bicycling, whatever. And he said, "Yeah, I'm going to have to take a break from that in a couple of weeks, though. I'm having a medical procedure."
Well done, by the way.
Was that good?
I'll give you a good score for that one.
I picked it up from one of the Lethal Weapon films. Diplomatic immunity. Right.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. That's 8 out of 10.
I could fit in. So he goes, "I'm having a medical procedure," and I thought, I'm not going to ask, because that would feel too intrusive.
Yeah.
And then he said, he just suddenly, there's a little pause, and he just went, "I'm having a vasectomy." I was like, "Oh, thanks for sharing that one." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't imagine you will be getting on your bike anytime soon after that one." And then he was like, "I'm not really looking forward to it too much, hearing them." And I watched me, and I was like, "Hearing them?" He goes, "Yeah, they do it with a local." And I was like, "A local? You got to be fucking kidding me! Not a chance in hell!" That is an operation you want to be knocked out for.
I just want to wake up and not know what happened.
Yeah.
Not that I'm
Well, I think
considering
you
that,
would,
but
I think
yeah.
you would know. Apparently there's a lot of swelling and bruising and stuff, which is why he won't be getting on his bike, and he's like, but yeah, oh dear. But yeah, that felt like a bit too much information.
There's sometimes you just, like, when people start talking about things in office, you just feel like you just want to stand up and quietly walk out.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was... it was kind of like... That was car crash conversation, really. You couldn't get away from that one once he started talking. But there you go. But I think he's had it now. He's back at work. So... It didn't look like he was walking funny either, so maybe it's not too bad.
I'm not even interested. I'm not going to ask.
Okay, I've got another airplane door story. There seems to be a lot of these. We've had one almost every other episode, I think, since we started this podcast.
Yeah, it just seems like London buses. I've never seen a story about an airplane door until about 3 months ago, and now I've seen about 20.
Well, I'm trying to work out, do you think it's because I've read like a couple of them? Do you reckon like the news websites, when I go to them, are like, you liked this one before, let's put this one that's got similar words in the, on your homepage for our website? I don't know if they're that sophisticated, but maybe.
Can be.
But yeah, this was...
I imagine how your profile looks. He likes stories of NFL football and airplane doors. Jiu-jitsu, NFL, and airplane doors.
And Donald Trump. If Donald Trump ever opens an airplane door, I mean, just be constant. I'll be getting email alerts from Twitter about that one. Here's a story we think you'll be interested in. But yeah, this was a German man. I'm getting this from ITV News. A German man has been questioned by security officials in India after opening an aircraft's emergency door, and in quotes, just for fun. So I'm guessing he said it in German, just for fun. That was awful. But yeah, basically...
6 out of 10.
Okay, so he arrived in Mumbai from Abu Dhabi, and I think it was just a connecting flight, and it landed, and then... I suppose I've been always tempted, when you're standing and you're waiting to get off the plane, and you've just been stuck on a plane for probably a few hours, and you just want to get off and get to passport control or whatever. I've been tempted to just pop that emergency door open and just get off the plane while you wait for these annoying people that are taking 3 seconds longer than they need to get their luggage down from the overheads or whatever. So I can understand the temptation, but yeah, he popped the door off. But apparently the slides are deactivated. You know when they say disarm the doors or whatever it is when you're coming into land? Apparently what they're doing is they're disarming the slides, which I don't understand quite why they do that, but whatever. But yeah, so when he popped it, the slide didn't inflate, so he couldn't then slide down maybe as he planned. Although, it's lucky he didn't just pop the door and then jump straight out expecting a slide to be there, because he would have had like a 15-foot fall onto the runway.
But I'm still shocked that it's so easy to open the door.
Well, yeah, but in an emergency, these things need to be easily openable, don't they? You don't want them to be tricky to open in an emergency, do you?
In an emergency, yes, but under normal circumstances, I'm surprised it's so easy to open the door.
I don't know, if they made it more sophisticated and had like a switch or something that the stewardesses could flick that would then activate them or something, that might go wrong. That might, the more complicated you make it, the more likely it is to fail and not, people will be trapped when they need to get out. So, and you don't hear about people popping these doors off very often. But I have always wondered if I could just...
Well, imagine in mid-flight, someone just walks past the door and says, whoops, slip, open, everyone's sucked out, gone, dead.
I don't know when they're in the air. I don't know if they... I don't know. I think the cabin pressure would make it quite hard, I would hope. I don't know. I'm not sure how it works. We've talked about this before. I don't know if you could...
Yeah.
Because you hear about nutters trying to open them mid-flight now and then, but I'm not sure if they can.
I hope so. I hope it's not that easy, because I'm sure that's probably an easy way just to instantly kill everyone.
I don't know. I think it would cause a lot of distress, but I don't think the plane would break apart or anything. I mean, it might. If you were standing right next to it, you might get sucked out the door, but I don't think it would it wouldn't suck you out the door if you were at the back of the plane like it does in the movies. I think they've proved that that's not how those sort of things work.
Oh, was there a Mythbusters?
I think the Mythbusters did something about it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not sure, because they did one where they were like shooting guns through plane windows and it didn't really do anything. There was just like a tiny bullet hole, and that was it. It didn't like suck the rest of the window out or anything. So not sure, but
okay.
There you go. Another one of those. Anyway, we can add that to the collection. Okay, this was a nice little story, Spike. I'll send you the link so you can have a look at this. And this was a page from a newspaper, The Express. They had an article about domestic abuse, which is obviously quite a serious issue. And the headline of the article is 1 in 4 women will be beaten by husbands, which is quite scary. But what they then did And I'm waiting to see your face, Spike, as you see this. Okay, here we go, yeah. It was like a 4-page article, but like a good third of the page, they then had a big advert space for Asda. And what they've got right underneath the 1 in 4 women will be beaten by husbands is a big Asda arrow pointing downwards to some DVDs that they were selling, and with the line, "Keep him fighting fits with these 3 belters." And they've got Rocky, Bronson, and a UFC DVD that they're then flogging for £5 each. Just worst advertisement placement ever.
Yeah, well, you've got to think.
Surely editor somewhere would have looked at where they're putting their adverts.
Exactly. I'm sure someone must have provocatively done this because they knew it would have given more.
Do you reckon?
More airtime.
Oh, but if that's done deliberately, it's in such bad taste. I mean, it'd be like if there was like an airplane disaster, and they had a big article about that flight that disappeared or whatever, and then had a massive British Airways advert in the middle of the page or something. I mean, that's not going to go over well.
Yeah, well, it's right there in your face. Surely the editor who looks over the page
It's probably just automatically done. They probably just we've got some advertisement space here. We plug the adverts in, and just whatever story happens to be there, that's what's next to it. I don't know if anyone. I'm guessing this is someone hasn't paid enough attention. Either that is, maybe or it is someone that's having a laugh.
Yeah, maybe I've got an old school view of how they.
Yeah.
How they go through these newspapers before they actually say, that's cool, publish or whatever. Someone must have seen it, and someone must have had a little smirk on their face saying, "Yep, go for it." I'm sure.
This is a good skeptical find. So this was a story that it popped up in my Facebook feed, and it's come from a website called iflscience.org. Which apparently stands for "I fucking love science."
Uh-huh.
And a lot of my Facebook friends, I say a lot, there was a good few comments under this video that one of my friends shared, who it appears genuinely thought this was a real story and a real thing that was happening. And I very quickly worked out that it was. As soon as I read it, it's like, no, this can't be right. And 30-second Google search later, and I found that, yes, this is definitely not true. But I thought this was hilarious, though. Listen to this story. Japan engineers design robotic bear to aid in assisted suicide. So there is a picture of this robotic-looking bear thing, which is carrying a little Japanese woman. And the article goes, a team of engineers working for the JSDD, I'm not quite sure what that is, have created an experimental robotic bear to assist in euthanasia and assisted suicides in Japan. And it says that there's a growing suicide rate and an ageing population. So that's why they've come up with this robot, because there's evidently not enough people around to do this. But they called this bear Seppu Kuma, which loosely translates to suicide bear. And listen to the description of this robot. Has robotic arms that are able to carry up to 80 kilograms of weight, hands that are powerful enough to crush human bone, and roller legs that can retract or extend from a base as necessary when bending to pick someone up out of bed or when manoeuvring them through tight spaces like doorways. So they've then got... Oh, yeah, go on.
Yeah, no. I was just going to say, my bullshit detector...
Yeah,
really
I'm just looking at this and going, no.
It's really going off right now.
Yeah. But apparently it weighs 140 kilograms, and this is the bit that I was like, no, right, this definitely isn't true. No, it also offers 23 very different methods of suicide. So if you want this thing to kill you, you've got a lot of options, including everlasting sleep, brackets lethal injection, pillow kisses, brackets suffocation. Pillow kisses, they're just going to smother you, basically.
Oh, no.
Peaceful breath, and then it says helium asphyxia, so I'm guessing it gasses you or something. And my favourite one, sleepy time hug, which it does sound like a Japanese kind of English translation, that, doesn't it? Sleepy time hug, which is where the robotic bear strangles its partner until their pulse stops for 15 minutes.
Now, I'd love to meet someone who actually read that article and believed it.
Oh, well, I can introduce you to a few people. Because I do have Facebook friends that do.
On second thought, no.
Very gullible
I don't
people.
want to.
But, yeah, I looked into it, and the weird thing is, this is an actual robot. The robot does exist. But what they've designed it for is not to go and, kill old people or people who've got a death wish. It's a robot designed to sort of assist the very elderly. It can pick people up and move them to a bed or take them to a toilet, I think, is the sort of idea of it. So it's there to sort of assist people that are, or very disabled or whatever, and not, can't move around too much. Yeah. But yeah, someone has come up with this article about assisted suicide. But I just thought it was very amusing.
Someone's probably been watching, Futurama too much.
Yeah, they had the suicide booth, didn't they? Where
The
you go in
suicide
and put,
booths,
you
yeah.
put a coin in the slot, and then you get to pick a method of suicide.
Yeah.
And like knives and things come out from the walls if you want.
That's the way to do it. Not some cuddly robot.
Oh, this is the good bit at the bottom. There you go. The first version, which could only lift 61 kilos, so less than the other one, was immediately recalled after a glitch, and allegedly that left the bodies of 12 beta testers horribly disfigured but still alive.
Beta testers.
Yes, I think I'd like to beta test your suicide killing robot, please.
Oh no.
Love it. Yeah. I think we need to find more articles like this. That kind of fits in with the sort of title of the show, doesn't it? Where people are believing these crazy things. I mean, fair enough if they're from what's that website that does the stupid The Onion. Like the Onion articles. If it's on The Onion, it's a fake story, or at least most people do. Now and again, people tweet those, don't they, as if they're a real thing in reference to something or other. But yeah, I like it when other websites do it and people think it's real.
Then we could probably just go through my Facebook wall for the last week, every week. I have maybe around 350, 400 friends.
Ooh, that's a
on
lot of
Facebook.
friends.
And I guarantee you, like at least 150 of them are posting utter nonsense.
But are they doing it tongue in cheek?
Oh,
Or are
no,
they
no.
doing
Some of them are.
Yeah. It's
Some of them
difficult to
are
sometimes
doing
know
it
if someone's just
ironically.
tweeting something because it's hilariously funny.
But a lot of them, you can see by their comments, they clearly believe it. And like I told you, I have to fight myself just to keep quiet so many times. Stay away, Spike! Step away from the keyboard!
Well, this is. I mean, if you look at this article, like there's not that many comments underneath it. It says they've got 40 comments, but the very first comment is from some bloke who's just gone, "This is sick!" ! Which I'm assuming is someone who thought it was real. I'm guessing that he's fallen for that hook, line, and sinker. And then like the next comment down is someone going, "Yeah, this is rubbish, right?" And then I think if there was anyone in doubt, if they'd have got to that point, they'd go, "Yeah, that's okay. It's not too bad then."
Yeah. I saw someone post that with a comment, "I am honestly disturbed by this." And I thought, okay, I'm disturbed by your post.
Oh. Okay, so this was a video I found that delighted me, and this was, I don't really know who Jimmy Kimmel is, and my wife has mentioned him before. I think he's like a talk show host in America.
Yeah, I've seen a few of his skits, yeah.
Okay, but what he did is he went out on the street with, well, I don't think it was him, I think it was like someone from his program, went out on the street with a microphone and a camera crew, and went up to just random Americans on the street, and basically was telling them horrific stories, but he was kind of putting it in like a positive way to see if they would then go, "Oh, that's brilliant, that's really good news," and see if they kind of like play along with it. And the story they picked is that North Korea has developed a hydrogen bomb.
I've seen this one.
Yeah. So can we play the clip, Spike? I think this is quite, people should hear this. This is brilliant.
North Korea announced that they finally were able to successfully detonate a hydrogen bomb. The world is excited. People are sending their congratulations.
That's really good.
Yeah, would you like to congratulate North Korea?
Congratulations, North Korea. Finally. I mean, it's about time.
Yeah, about time.
Finally, I mean. So many things going through my head here, Dan.
I just love it. I just wonder how many people they had to stop, because I would hope that 99 people out of 100 would go, "What are you talking about? That's terrifying. They've got a hydrogen bomb. They're going to blow us. The world's going to get destroyed. What are you talking about?" But yeah,
I would hope so
that this
too.
is just like the handful of people they found that fell for it.
Yeah, but can you imagine the same thing happening in Essex?
Yes.
Your average Essex High
Yes,
Street.
definitely I could. Yeah, I'm not
I'm
knocking
sure
Americans
you
here.
would
This could happen in, I think, any
yeah.
developed country. You could do this.
Yeah, exactly.
To North Korea, any words of encouragement for them?
I think that, I think if you do believe that one day dreams can come true.
Dreams can come true. Live your dream.
Thing to do.
Would you say this is a great example of if you can dream it, you can achieve it?
For sure. If you believe you can do it, then you can achieve it.
And North Korea.
These are people who have clearly never watched The Interview.
Then that's good for them.
Yeah, you just gotta stick to your dreams, and anything can come true. Yeah, so you.
Oh my!
I mean, another way of looking at it is it is kind of sweet that they're being nice. Yeah, well done. Oh, it's nice.
Oh, just your plans to obliterate the world. Just stick to your dream. You'll achieve it one day. Oh God.
We see they stuck to it.
especially with North Korea and its hydrogen bomb.
Yeah.
Everyone's so excited for them. They're sending their congratulations. Would you like to congratulate North Korea?
Congratulations, North Korea. Congratulations, Kim Jong-un, on everything you've done. You've done a really good job. Keep it up. Stay safe. Good work.
Keep it up!
Congratulations.
I'd love that message to go through to Kim Jong-un.
I wonder how far they could have pushed it. I wonder if they could have gone. And do you think they're going to be able to build a missile that's capable of striking America with it? Yeah, if you keep pushing for your dreams, I'm sure they'll be able to do that.
Achieving your dream, North Korea.
Congratulations, North Korea. That's a high five.
High five! Like Borat.
Oh, congratulations, Kim Jong-un.
There you go.
Keep
Happy
striving.
news.
We've got to attempt that somewhere in Essex one day.
I think we should.
Probably
Yeah,
get
maybe
beaten
we
up.
need to go out on the streets
Yeah.
and get a camera crew and.
Mm.
So I've been to a lot of like trade show expo type things, and one thing I've noticed is that if you just have a cameraman with you and just get him to film whatever it is you're doing, like if you've got like there's like these massive halls with loads of stands from all these different companies presenting whatever they're doing, if you put a cameraman there, those stands get a lot more attention because they think, oh, if he's filming this, whatever's going on here,
Yeah.
it must be something much more interesting than all these other stands. When it
Must be
when it could
important,
just be
yeah.
a cameraman that's just
Yeah.
filming it for that company for their own records or whatever. But
Yeah.
I think people go a bit mental when you bring a cameraman out. Maybe we should try an experiment, Spike. I don't know how much it costs to hire a proper cameraman and a big camera, like a BBC style camera. Because I don't think it would work if you did like a little camcorder. You want something that looked the part, wouldn't you?
Mm. Yeah, I wonder
We
how
should do an
much you could
experiment.
rent it for the day. Yeah, we should look into it.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Here's. I don't quite know how to deal with this story, Spike. This was first posted on our Facebook page by one of our agents, I think. I think it was Rishi. Rishi's one of our agents, right?
Yes.
Let me just check. Yeah, Rishi. Oh, 003. Yes, very early agent.
Yeah.
Senior operative. Rishi posted us this story, and this was a while back he posted this about, and this is going to sound insane if you haven't already heard this, but there are people out there who believe that the Earth, the planet we're on, is flat. It's not round, it's not a sphere, you can't, it's like a coin is the diagram they've come up with.
We are not bullshitting you.
Yeah, there is legitimately people that believe this to be true with a huge amount of passion from what I can work out. And basically, they seem to be coming across that everything NASA's done is conspiracy and fake.
Yeah, just to back you up on that, I've seen a video on YouTube, quite a few actually, where it actually, attempts to give evidence proving the Earth is flat, and that video has about 2,000 likes.
I've seen one that's I've seen ones that have got like hundreds of thousands of views, which isn't necessarily people endorsing the idea, but the idea is out there and people are looking at it. But yeah, it's recently got a lot more attention because there was a rapper, I think it was, who I've never heard of. I'm not anti-hip hop, but I'm not massively into hip hop.
You're not into your rap,
not really into it, but I like a bit of it. But yeah, rapper B.O.B. with dots in between the letters, so Bob. I'd call him Rapper Bob.
Bob.
Rapper Bob. Apparently, he's quite big on Twitter, and he's been like putting out loads of tweets about he's really into this, and they do all these weird, crazy experiments where they're like, look, if you look at these two things on the horizon, one's not lower than the other one. Why is there no curve in between them? If the world was curved, we'd see a curve, and all this sort of stuff. And then they've got more insane ones where they've sent up like a GoPro on a balloon to really high altitude and taking pictures, and you can see like the curve of the Earth if you go up high enough. I mean, I've seen this with my own eyes because I've been up mountains and things. And they basically said that's due to lens distortion, and then they've run like an algorithm on the image to like straighten it up and basically curve it to straight, and then they go, look, so you can, if it's just image distortion that you can make it look straight, it's just that's the lens. And they claim that like all the glass in the windows of planes does something as you're looking out that does the same sort of effect as well, and that NASA and all these other people are really into this. And I was like, this is too crazy, even for us, Spike, to run this story. This is just too insane. But then the other night, I got a WhatsApp message from an old friend of mine with a link to one of these YouTube videos, which is about half an hour long. I'm not going to name him because he's asked me not to. But
Rapper Bob?
Yeah, my old mate, Rapper Bob. And I found myself in a... So he sent me this video, and he was like, explain this with maths, bruv. It's such common sense, it's stupid. And I was like, what are you on about? And he's one of these people, he believes that the moon landings were conspiracy, so he doesn't think that NASA went to the moon. Yeah. Which I could be open on. I wouldn't be shocked in some respects if back in the... I mean, there was a Cold War thing going on. I could understand why there would be a motivation to do that. But in order to pull that off, it would have required, in my mind, probably more effort than actually getting to the moon, I think, to keep that many people quiet and in on it. And, we've got big telescopes now that can pick things up that they've left up there and all sorts of stuff. But, yeah, I was like, so what do you think? And I found myself in this really bizarre position of trying to prove to him that the world was round without saying, well, look at these pictures of the planet from things in orbit, because he's saying all that's faked. So it's like, how can you prove it when you're on the planet that the planet that you're on is curved? And the best example I could come up with was if you see like a ship disappear over the horizon, you'll see the bottom disappear before the top because it's going over the horizon line, as it were. It doesn't just get smaller and smaller and disappear. And that was the only thing I could think of which did give him some food for thought. But I just found myself in a really bizarre situation trying to come up with a... Yeah. How can you do these people?
Yeah, I got the same thing, but this must have been about 2, maybe 3 years ago now, where one of my friends sent me the article saying, yeah, disprove this. And I can't remember exactly what I said to him, but I just told him, you know what, I'm not even going to try to. This is not even worth my effort. So if you want to believe this, because to me that's... I mean, you can get conspiracies that have a degree of truth to them, or a degree of accuracy to them, or based on some level of truth, but this one is just horrendously stupid.
Well, I was saying to him, how do you explain that like everything that we see in the night skies is round? I mean, the moon is completely round, and I was like, do you think the moon is coin-shaped as well, and it just happens that the round side is perfectly facing towards us, and like the sun, and it's just everything is things naturally form themselves into tight balls because that's just kind of how gravity works. And I found myself saying, think about bubbles underwater. What shape do they go into? I mean, the only way you could come up with the coin-shaped thing, I think you'd have to be creationist. You'd have to kind of think someone has designed that, because that just wouldn't occur in any other way unless someone's sort of shaped it. And
but a lot of them are they connect their theory to that in some way.
Because a lot of them. The way they expect, because if you just thought, you'd think, well, why doesn't all the water spill off the edge, and why does no one walk to the edge? And they basically say that there's big conspiracies, and no one's ever allowed to go near there. Somehow they're stopping people going, and that all around the edge is a massive wall of ice, which sort of keeps everything on the face of the coin. Which is just what? How would show me a picture of this wall of ice? Then it's just, but you just find yourself trying to prove a negative kind of thing, because they're saying, there's a massive wall of ice. And you go, well, you can't show me a picture of it. And it goes, yes, but you can't show me a picture of not a wall of ice. What?
But we can show him pictures of around Earth.
Yeah,
if pictures is what he wants.
They haven't been to space. It's all fake. I mean, explain satellites. Explain just everything. Where does the space station flying around us? No. But yeah, they just come up with all these crazy diagrams of, well, look, if you look at the night sky, things are going around. If we were on a sphere, it wouldn't work that way. It's scary.
Honestly, these are one of those ones where I just stay away from it, because really, I would lose more brain cells trying to explain it. Really. So, yeah.
Oh, well, it is terrifying. But these people are out there, and they can vote and interact with us. And... Donald Trump! I'm calling it now. He's going to say the world's flat. Alright, well, I think that brings us...
on that somber note,
the end of episode 16, Flat Earth.
I think that's an interesting end to episode 16.
Scary.
Alrighty hoo. So we suddenly got a jump of listeners a couple of days ago. So I've checked the downloads. I'm not sure if we've been listed anywhere or if we've been ranked anywhere, but I need to check our iTunes and Stitcher. Maybe we've been listed somewhere, but that's definitely a good thing. But maybe someone out there shared us or something. So yeah, if
we appreciate
if
it.
You are that person, we appreciate it.
And keep doing it.
Yeah. If you haven't, why haven't you as well?
Take credit for it as well. Let us know who you are.
Definitely let us know who you are, because you might not be an agent, and
Yes,
we might need to make
give
you
a
one.
rank. You can join our Two Skeptical. What are we calling our sort of army of agents? What, do we have a bureau or what would you call our troop of agents, Mike? What do you think's good?
Two Skeptical Chaps Special Agents Bureau.
That sounds good. Mm.
Yeah. It just flows off the tongue.
Bureau. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
But if you want to join our bureau,
join our bureau. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And we encourage
Everyone else out there to do the usual things.
like us,
Friend us on Facebook, share us on
Facebook, Twitter.
the usual stuff. 5-star us on iTunes. Help. We still fledgling, I'd say.
any
We
help
are
is appreciated.
Not 6 months yet in the running, I'd say. So yeah, any help would be appreciated. As usual, our contact details are coming up at the end, and we encourage you to get in touch.
Cheers, Dan.
Ciao.
Cheerio.
If you outlandishly plan to continue lending your ears to these bizarre chaps and wish to correspond with them, they can be reached as follows. Facebook, Two Skeptical Chaps. Twitter at 2SC Podcast. Email 2sc.podcast@gmail.com. Or you can call them and leave a voicemail message on UK number 0795 251 3007. They look forward to any input for future episodes or the sharing of feedback that's half-witted, profound, or anywhere in between. No pressure. If you're still listening by now, well done.